Bismillah, alhamdulillah, salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.
Okay, Shanu, we are starting with the next ayah. Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Yas'alunaka anil khamr. So, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, O Rasulullah, they are asking about alcohol and gambling. Have you heard about both of those terms? Yeah. So, Allah says, Kul fi'ima ithmun kabir. Both of them have got major great sin in it. So, bottom line, you are not supposed to drink alcohol, you are not supposed to engage in gambling. It's a big no for us in Muslims. وَمَنَافِيُ لِلنَّاسِ. So, there is a little bit of some benefits in both of them for the people in the form of, studies have shown that some small amount of alcohol can have some health benefits and all that. But what Allah says is, the sin of it is greater than whatever the benefit. Say for example, gambling, you will end up getting some money initially, but the overall, at the end of the day, you will lose more, and the sin, basically it is sin. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes these two things as not as something it has harm in it. Allah says it's a sin actually. So we have to absolutely avoid that. We can't start arguing that, okay, there are some benefits in it and all that. So Allah says, yes, there may be some benefit in it, but the sin of it is greater than whatever the benefit it has. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَيَسْأَلُونَكَ مَاذَا يُنْفِقُونَ. They ask you, Ya Rasulullah, what we should spend. So at that time, companions, the Muslims, did have an access to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam because he was living with them, and Rasulullah was getting wahi from Allah through
Angel Jibreel.
Jibreel. So they used to ask questions expecting the answer from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah in the previous page, Allah said they are asking Yasunukuna Mada Enfikun. Then Allah says, Kul, spend, tell them, spend from whatever you have got, min khair, the one you have with you from good health, to your parents, to your close by relatives, for the yatim, the orphans, and the poor people, and the travelers and all that. So Allah has once explained it, they asked again. Then what happened was, Allah said, kulil afu. That means you spend from whatever is remaining from your basic necessity, whatever spare you have after your needs are met. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمُ الْآيَاتِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَفَكَّرُونَ. That is how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes his ayats clear to you, so that you may yatafakkarun, you may reflect. Now, the tafsir scholars describes this as, if you keep on asking questions, things will get more difficult for you. You remember one incident in Bani Israel where things became difficult when they kept on asking rather than obeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the first instance. What was that?
So Allah told them to slaughter a cow, and then they asked what type of cow, what gender, and what color, and then until it was like a sort of gold cow, it was cost a lot of money.
Correct, and it was difficult for them to find and all that. Likewise, here, initially they asked questions, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala clarified it, whom they need to spend. Then they asked again, Allah said, spend everything other than what is needed for you. So it became difficult for them. So Allah is expecting them to spend everything beyond their need. Kulil afu. So that is the thing. So if Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has left something untold, take it as a mercy rather than keep on asking questions and challenging or going deep into that. You understand? So there is a mercy in everything Allah does. Whatever He spoke and whatever He has withhold. You understand? So that is what we learn from these things. Now, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, they are asking you about yatama, about the orphans. That time, the wars and things were very common, and children used to lose their parent, father, their father figures. Then those children were looked after by the family members, but they're called orphans, and those fathers would have had some wealth, and that wealth will be looked after by these people until they grow into a mature age. these children. Okay. Now, Allah said, be careful with their wealth because it is their father's wealth and it is their right and you need to be careful. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so the companions, because they are, pure believers in the sense they were fearful of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So they ended up even cooking separately the orphans, the kitchen and their kitchen because they didn't want to mix and get the displeasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by, accidentally, unknowingly taking some of the wealth of the orphans in their food. You understand what I'm saying? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, don't worry if something of that nature happens unintentionally. At the end of the day, you are ikhwanukum, they are your brothers, They are your brothers and brothers' children. So that is fine. Allah says, Wallahu ya'alamu. Allah knows the mufsid min al-musli. Allah knows who is the one who is corrupt in his heart and who is the one who is musli, who is the person with the ihsan, the one who excel. Yep. So, then Allah says, وَلَوْ شَاءَ اللَّهُ لَأَعَانَتَكُمْ إِنَّ اللَّهَ عَزِيزٌ حَكِيمٌ. If Allah willed, He would have made things difficult for you. But Allah is Aziz and Hakim. Allah is Aziz means He is almighty. Okay, but at the same time He is all wise as well. So this is a brief lesson of these couple of ayats, and inshallah for the next couple of videos we will do it with your sister Safa, because we are going to talk about marriage and other related issues. It will be a bit more, I think she will understand better, and it will be easy for me to explain and all that. Inshallah, you will be watching those sessions later on. Okay, is that okay with you? You are feeling happy for that? Inshallah, but we'll come back. Okay, inshallah. Are you benefiting from this?
Yeah.
Sessions? Now tell me some of the things which you learned today.
You should only spend from what you inherit.
You should spend only
like what you need.
Correct. They asked what we need to spend. Allah said, you spend everything after your needs are met. That's number one. What else you learned today? You can look after the orphan children, and don't worry if you accidentally, if you accidentally end up eating some of their wealth when you're living together. But if you do it intentionally, take their money, you will be, Allah knows, Allahu ya'lamu, Allah says. The other thing which the most important thing you forgot, the first two things we need to be careful.
You shouldn't drink alcohol or do gambling.
What did Allah say about those things? Those two things are big.
The benefits from them way worse than the punishment from them.
The other way around.
Yeah.
The other way around, in the sense, the sin of it is much more and bigger than whatever the small benefits it has. Is that clear?
Yeah, I got mixed up.
That's all right. I mean, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase us in the beneficial knowledge.
Ameen.
Ameen ya Rabbil Alameen. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum everyone.